What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making this flare dress with puff sleeves, and it also has side pockets too. So let's get started. I have 2 yards of fabric for this style, and I folded my fabric like this. Folded my fabric like this, and then folded it like this. So I folded it into 4 places. That's what I have here right now. So I'm going to take the length of my dress. I'll be using 37 inch. I'll be using 36 inches for my dress. And then I'll add 2 for hemming allowance or for sewing allowance. So the next thing is to take your shoulder measurement. So you divide your shoulder measurement by 2. So I have 16. I'm going to be using 8 for this dress. And then for the armhole, I'll be using 9 inches. So I'll take my 9 inches here. And then draw a line here. And then I'll be taking my bust measurement on this line. So my bust measurement is, you take your bust measurement, divide by 4. I have 44. I have 44 inches. So I'll be adding 2 inches extra for allowance. And then for my hip measurement, I'll be taking 23 inches. And then I'll divide my hip measurement by 4. I have 12 inches. And then I'll be adding 2 inches for sewing allowance. And then because it's a flare dress, I'll just draw a line like this to the end of the dress. And then bring it up by 2 inches. Because I don't want the bottom to be straight. I'll just make a curved line like this. And then for the armhole, I'll be measuring 1 inch here, sorry. And then I'll make a curve here. And then I'll cut. So the next thing is to cut the neckline. But first I'll take 1/2 inch from the shoulder measurement. And then I'll make a slant line here like this. And then for the neck, I'm making a boat neck. I'll be using 4 inches. And then I'm using 3 inches for the depth. So I'm going to cut both back and front at the same time. And then I'll take the slant line down. And then for the back, I'll be making a slit. So if you want your neck to be deeper, you can cut it more with like 4 or 5 inches. For the back, I'll be making a slit of 5 inches. Because I'll be having like a button at the back. So here's the back. To turn the back, you take from your leftover fabric and fold it into 2 and just place the back like this. And then you cut it the same neckline, and then you cut the slit too, the same length as you have cut the back. So you go over to your sewing machine and then you sew this on top of this, right sides facing each other. You sew it together. You can pin it first. You sew it together like this, and like this, and then you flip it to the right side. So I'm cutting the turning for the front neckline like this. And then when I'm done, I'll just hem it with my needle and thread. I'll also go to my sewing machine and sew this together like this. For the sleeves, I folded my fabric into 4 places, and then the length of the sleeve is 13 inches. I'll be adding 2 inches allowance. And then for the round curve, that's around the arm, I have 15 inches. I'll divide that by 2, so I have 7.5. And then I'll add 3 inches for gather. And then for the armhole, I'll be using 6 inches. And then I'll make a curved line to this place. Well, I think you can use 7 inches just to be on the right side, on the safe side. And then I'll cut. Here's the sleeves. And then you notch the middle like this. So here's the back side of my dress. I've turned it with the pieces I cut. And then you just trim it gently like this, so you can have a more relaxed neckline. You trim it gently. And then I also inserted a 2 inch or less than 2 inch elastic before sewing for my button. So then you flip it to the right side after sewing, and you iron. So you have something like this. And then for the front, I've also turned the neckline. And then I'll go over to my machine, and then I'll top stitch it like this. You sew it on this side. On the pieces side, you make a stitch here, just to keep the turning neat. And then you flip it to the other side like this, and then you iron. So I've top stitched the front neckline like this. And then if you have a serger, you can serge the edge of your turning, your pieces. You just serge it and then you hem it with needle and thread nicely. So this is what we have in the front. And then I've ironed the back too. So the next thing is to join the both shoulders together. With the right side facing you, you join the both shoulders together. So I've joined the shoulders together. The shoulders of the dress. The next thing is to, I've hemmed my sleeve. I've hemmed both of the sleeves. And then the next thing is to pin the notched part of your sleeve to the midpoint of your shoulder, and then you pin it together. And then you take the edge of the sleeves, you pin it to the edge of the dress like this. And then you sew from here, and when you get to around this area, you start to mix tiny pleats like this. I've done it on the other side. So when you start joining your dress from here like this, when you get to at least 2 or 1 inch before the shoulder joining, you start to make your pleats. I've made tiny pleats. I think I made about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I made about 7 pleats. So this is what I have. So when you're done with both sleeves, I'll come back and show you the next step. So I've joined both sleeves to the dress, and then I added elastic to the sleeve just right after the hem, like half an inch after the hem. I measured my elastic 10 inches. 10 inches. So I'll go ahead and add it to the other sleeves. And after doing that, I'll just add it like half an inch above the hem. And then you stretch your elastic while you sew. After doing that, I'll go ahead and join my dress together. Join the armhole to armhole, and then you pin it. And then you join the sides of your dress to the bottom like this. So here's the dress. I've sewed the button at the back with my needle and thread, and then I added pockets. I'll make a video of how to, a simple way to fix pockets in your dress. So I've done that, and then I actually made it a little change. So instead of hemming my dress, because my dress was too short for me, so I cut a strip of about 2.5 yards. I think 226 inches long, and then the width is about 4 inches. So I'll just go ahead and pleat it at the bottom because my dress was too short. But you can hem yours if you're okay with the length. Just go ahead and pleat it and then hem it around, and that's all for this dress. Thank you. So here's the flare dress with puff sleeve. It has pockets on the sides too. Please like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I love you for watching. Thank you.